the gospel according to the trend or the gospel according to God. There are two different, completely different gospels, though some may try to make the one according to the world similar to the one according to God. Let's understand this. Human beings invented the trend. What is the trend? It is an extension of human vanity. Please, I'm not against people putting on nice clothes in a way that they feel good, in a decent way. All this is correct. This is not the point. When I'm talking about trending, I'm talking about the vanity of what is trending. A vanity that makes a person to feel like this. I bought this clothes last year when it was trending. This year, there's a different trend. This clothes that I bought last year, gently used, is no longer fitting me. Because if I do wear them, everybody will know that I'm not trending anymore. This is the trend that I'm talking about. It's the trend that makes its user to feel better relating to others. There's no solitary trend. No one will ever see a person isolated, living in an island, concerned about trend. Someone who is in a solitary prison, concerned with what is trending. The trend is connected with the perception of others about us. We want to improve our perception in the eyes of others. Basically, this is trend. When we talk about the gospel according to the trend, we are talking about vanity mixed with the gospel. What is vanity mixed with the gospel? Someone to try to look good in the eyes of others. They want to seem good. So what do they aim to do? They aim to do what the Pharisees used to do, which Jesus severely exhorted them. There in Matthew chapter 6, Jesus teaching all of them, "Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men, to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward." Which means, Jesus is associating doing good in an anonymous way, without looking for your own glory, to the reward that comes from God. When I do good and I look for glory and recognition for the good that I did to others, then I don't receive a reward from God. Here he says, you have no reward from your Father. Why? Because they did good to be seen by men. So you lost it. That's it. You lost your reward. You did good to be seen. You lost your reward. This is what is written. There's no other interpretation. But he goes on, saying the following. Do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward, a reward from men, which is a despicable reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. A very interesting expression. Very interesting. What does it mean, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing? So that your left hand may not go after the right hand that just did charitable deed and ask it for something. I gave you, now give me back. Right? True charity, a true work from God, it is a work that gives and expects nothing from men and from those who are receiving some or who receive the charitable deed. They give and expect a reward from God, not from people in this world. This is what Jesus is saying. Did your right hand give? Put the left hand behind you so that he may not see it, per se. This temptation that we all have, it's natural from the human being to help a person and you to expect that person, when you need them, to help you back. Something like, you owe me one. Have you heard this before? You owe me one. You help the person and the person says, thank you. What can I do? No, you owe me one. You owe me one. Which means I don't want it now, but you have a debt with me. These are people, human beings. We help with the right hand, and soon with the left hand, it says, look what I've done with my right hand. Tomorrow, my left hand will be expecting to receive back. This is the natural from human beings, but the supernatural, which is God's way, it's not like this. God's way is to give because your nature is God's nature that gives even though he knows that that person does not deserve. The person will not be able to give you back, humanly speaking, but to give because it is your divine nature, not the human one, but the divine one that is in you. And it makes you trust that your reward comes from above, not from the world. It's on the contrary. At times, you expect tomatoes to be thrown at you. But Jesus concludes saying, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father, who sees in secret, will himself reward you openly. So the reward that comes from the Father, this one you can compare to nothing. And this is how we must understand and differentiate the gospel according to the trend and the gospel according to God. Human vanity wants to be recognized. Humans want to be recognized. So those who didn't convert for real, but embraced the gospel, they liked it. It is nice, Jesus. So they sympathized with the gospel. They want to be seen by men as a good person. So they tend to do their works to be seen by people and to feel better with themselves, because after doing the deeds and they show what they've done to others and the praise comes, you are so good, no one is like you, that's it, this is the true gospel, you being a true image of Christ. When the praise comes, they feel like, I'm good. Do you see how I'm good? Everybody can see and everybody say it. It's not me saying it. Everybody's saying. They see and know that I am good. So they want the gospel that makes them to feel good. But pay attention to what I will tell you now. The gospel, according to God, its main objective does not aim to make us feel good with ourselves. The gospel of God has its main objective in saving us. And the work of salvation at times is hard, difficult. At times the work of salvation demands blood, sacrifice. Paul spoke about it. Pay attention to this. He said, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, What is a sacrifice? Isn't it blood being poured? Isn't it pain? So, present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. So, the gospel is not pleasant to us. It is acceptable and pleasant to God. I need to live the gospel in such a way that it may please God, not others. Not that it will be praised by others. My reasonable service, not emotional, but reasonable, is the service that does what is right before God, that pleases God, and it does not look for praises from others. And this involves sacrifice, at times pain, self-denial. You're not to do what you want. When Jesus spoke about happiness in his first sermon, the Sermon of the Beatitudes, he spoke about the blessed ones. In other words, the happy ones. You see there, what he said is to be happy is the opposite of what the world says. He said that blessed is the one who cries, the poor in spirit, the one who suffers injustice, the one who is hungry and thirsty for righteousness. What he said there is everything that people run away from in this world. And it is true happiness. So it is not the gospel of the trend that pleases God. The gospel that pleases God usually displeases us. That's why the true converts are only a few, not many. The true saved ones are few. The true servants of God are few and not many. And be careful, because the world is filled with people who live by the gospel of the trend. And you should not look at them, but to the Word. Let's look at Jesus and practice the gospel, that though it may hurt us, though we may pour blood because of it, but it is the gospel that saves, does good, and will keep us firm until the end. Then yes, we will receive the reward, not from man, but from the Heavenly Father. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.